Morning, guys. It's Thursday today. Just woke up and just thought I'd do another little video log about some of my past experience with bowel surgery. Not all cases are like mine. Most people, or a lot of, I'd say a good percentage of people have their bowel surgery and recover fairly well, and then they get out of the hospital and live on. Excuse me. I wasn't so lucky. Like I mentioned in the past video, I had some complications with a couple of my surgeries. The first one was the ostomy reversal, which was back in 2007. I was recovering really well. I did really well during the operation, and I think it was the fifth or sixth day. Excuse me. Oh God. Fifth or sixth day, I was the doctors decided that I was suitable to be discharged and go home. So this was at about, I don't know, 6 or 7 in the morning. The doctors came in, and when they come in, it's usually a huge team of doctors. But anyhow, they left the room. I called back home, and told my dad, and he was my ride to get back home. So he made his way. He told my mom that he would just come pick me up so she can go to her shift on the bus, and he would be back with me in a few hours. So, make a long story short, between the time that he called, or I called him, and the time it took for him to get to the hospital, which is only like 4 hours, I went from feeling fairly well to feeling very unwell. I was vomiting. I was having trouble having bowel movements. I had a lot of pain, like intense pain. Basically, I started getting really weak and everything, and then the doctors kind of figured that maybe I might have an abscess. So they brought me down to what they call interventional radiology, and they did it under CAT scan, and they found an abscess the size of a baseball in my pelvis, just off the pouch. Basically, the J pouch that they created with that surgery had a leak in it, and when I started eating food, everything I was eating, or not everything I was eating, but small amounts of everything I was eating, was leaking out of the hole and creating an infection. So in the process, I went septic, and my organs started shutting down. My liver quit working properly, my bladder, my stomach wasn't working right, and to make a long story short, it's already a long story, but make it shorter, I almost died. The doctors said had I not been in hospital, I probably wouldn't have made it. And another thing they added was if I hadn't been in the physical shape that I was in, because following my first surgery, I started eating really well again and exercising, and put on a bunch of weight, and I was doing my kickboxing again. So my cardio, my heart was strong, my lungs were really good, and my muscles were there. So I had the strength I needed to fight that. So anyway, I spent more time in the hospital. They had to put drains in, kind of like the one I had this summer. And after about 2 months of having the drain in, they had to pull it out and disconnect my bowel. And then I basically sat idle like that for several years. And you know, it was a very scary time for everybody. When I was going into septic shock and in the room, they had me isolated to my own room because they needed to put me in an ICU unit, but they didn't have room for it. So they made my room a little mini ICU. And at one point, my wife says that I guess I was delirious or whatever, but I I had pointed to a corner in the hospital room and said, "That guy right there, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, and he's gonna make things okay." And you know, some would chalk that up to, you know, somebody being delirious and seeing things and whatever. And but some might say that, you know, you had a vision, or you know, you saw God. And you know, ever since that day, my wife and I, we believe that, you know, I did see God. And you know, he made me feel like I was going to be all right, and that you know, obviously it was going to be a tough time, but I'd come out of it, and I did. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that. And I'm going to be sharing a few more stories over the, you know, coming weeks. But I just thought I'd you know, talk about that a little bit, and you know, see what you guys think. Do you believe in God? Do you believe that you know, he comes and he gives you messages occasionally when there's something really bad happening? Or you know, do you think it's just you know, some sort of chemical in your brain that's making you see things when you're going through a tough time like that? So leave a comment, and if you don't mind, like my video, and please, let's hear what you guys all have to say. Have a good day, guys.